Why support nuclear? This chapter is about why to support nuclear energy. It is worth your time to support nuclear energy and its necessary infrastructure. This chapter will attempt to explain why you should do so. If you are reading this book, I can make the moderate assumption that you are in favor of nuclear energy, at least to some extent. This chapter is about why to publicly support nuclear power. Hopefully you already understand many of the advantages of nuclear power compared to fossil and renewable energy. My book contains 5 short white paper documents on why I support nuclear power. You can also find excellent information on nuclear power in Power to Save the World by Gwyneth Cravens, Terrestrial Energy by William Tucker, and the ebook Green Jacked by Jeff Russell. This chapter is not about nuclear power per se. Instead, it describes why it is worth your time to work in favor of your favorite nuclear facility. It is about why it is important to actively support continued operation of your local nuclear plant or nuclear research facility or fuel fabrication factory. Here are the 3 main reasons to be an active supporter. 1. Show up to help others show up. There are many groups organized to protest about and attempt to stop nuclear energy from being used. These groups are old, well-organized, and well-funded. They often have leaders who have taken master's degrees or 1-year courses in activism organization. Yes, I was also surprised such things exist. These groups are very effective in taking over the public discourse. Soon it appears that everybody hates nuclear energy. At that point, anyone who likes it is afraid to say so. When you show up to defend nuclear energy, it encourages others to realize they are not alone. When you visibly support nuclear energy, it makes it more acceptable for others to be pro-nuclear. 2. Show up to have others hear your views. You aren't going to convince the dedicated anti-nuclear people. Oh, we are all happy when occasionally a nuclear opponent changes his mind, but that is not the goal. However, others will hear you. Reporters will report what you say. Eventually, instead of environmental groups protested the power plant, the news reports will read, supporters and opponents of the power plant spoke at the hearing yesterday. And then, eventually, the positive messages get heard. Reporters like to report a good he said, she said, and the industry spokesman can rarely give them a decent soundbite. A knowledgeable nuclear supporter can get quoted, and someone reading the paper may have his or her views changed, if only a little. For people to hear about pro-nuclear views, pro-nuclear people have to show up. 3. Show up to increase civility. In some public meetings I have attended, nuclear supporters were bullied and even physically intimidated. This only happens when the nuclear opponents outnumber nuclear supporters by about 2 to 1. When the numbers are more even, the meeting is more civil. Many meetings are like a grammar school playground. For increased civility, supporters need to be there. And, frankly, be visible. I suggest having some sort of insignia that makes you visible. Green T-shirts have been used in California. Large pro-nuclear buttons have been used in Vermont. Bullying techniques don't work as well when there are 2 good-sized groups of people in a meeting. More about this in the chapters on meetings. The only defense against lies, fear-mongering, and street theater is truth, honesty, and being there. Do it. Action item. Get on a list. Contact your local facility and ask if they keep an email list to keep interested persons informed about upcoming hearings that concern the plant. They probably do. Ask to be on it. To do this, you will ask for the plant's public relations or public outreach person.